Good morning, everybody. This is Steve at the Worley Bugger. Today is October 25th, 2024. Just missed a guy, young kid, swimming in the river this morning. Nice hearty way to start your day. So as you can see, the Yakima is adorned in its full colors: oranges, reds, yellows, and still some green. So just this week it started to get below the freezing level. We've had several days that have been below 32 degrees at night, and it's kind of throwing people into a tizzy. I've been getting some phone calls the last several days about the fishing, and here's something that you have to understand about trout: their metabolism, the way it works with water temperatures. The water temperatures have been high all fall. I wouldn't say high, they've just been abnormal because the water flows have been so abnormal. Our weather has been abnormally warm, and the first week of cold weather, drops the water temperature considerably, which slows everything down, slows the bugs down, slows the fish down until it warms up. So it gets to a time in the fall, we're at the end of October, just a few days away from November, where there's really a time during the day when the fishing gets good. So you might go out early in the morning. It's beautiful out here. It's about 37 degrees right now, and get your fly in front of a fish, probably going to eat it. But for the most part, fish are going to get active when the bugs get active, and they tend to know that scenario as well. So the blue wing olive fishing this week has just been incredible. It's really what we needed, was that cold weather to really jumpstart it and get it boosted, especially through the farmlands. Of course, the Clay Ellum section, that's over 1,000-foot elevation difference up there. So the water's going to tend to be a little bit cooler. The air temperature is going to be cooler. So the hatch up there for Aaron has been good for the last few weeks. But here in the farmlands in the canyon, it's really exploded around 1:30, 2 o'clock, and then most days, if the wind stays down, those bugs will hatch and continue on all the way up and until dusk. So kind of the same thing with October caddis as well. Lots of them starting to show up. Some days, you see them early in the mornings and they last all day. Other times, it kind of starts mid-afternoon and goes, into dusk as well. So just keep that in mind. A variety of techniques are going to work for you, and also keep this in mind. Like, the river is low. It's unseasonably low. We keep telling everybody, we haven't seen flows this low in 30 years. So you got to switch up your tactics, switch up your water types, especially if you're wade fishing. You're working a small area of a water where, in a boat, you can cover more water quickly and find fish, and find those water types where they're holding very quickly. So keep that in mind. We're still doing trips booked well into the first week and a half of November. So as long as the weather holds out, the fishing will hold out. So just keep that in mind as you plan some fall fishing here. Lots of people steelhead fishing on the Klickitat, the Methow River, which You know, you go to the Met How, you're allowed to keep 2 fish. It hasn't been open in 8 years, right? So all kinds of people up there fishing, you know. And I don't know what's going on as far as, you know, fish being kept, but it's gonna hit a certain limit where the WDFW recorders record a number of fish taken out of the system, and they're gonna close it. So it's just amazing, you know, how sportsmen will, you know, they'll cry around about a fishery not being open, and then when the WDFW decides to open it because there's too many fish, sportsmen will go up there and like sheep follow what the WDFW says and whack steelhead. You know, every fish that you take out of there is one less fish that's going to spawn. So just keep that in mind, and also keep this in mind. People might argue with me about hatchery fish. Only 10% of those fish have been clipped at the hatchery. The other 90%, they go in unclipped and they call them wild fish. I spent almost 20 years guiding for steelhead, and I know all the political ramifications. I know all the political agendas behind steelhead. I mean, we have a river, you know, to the north of us, the Wenatchee, that's been closed for 35 years and nobody says anything about it. We just sit back and take it. So, you go into the Met How, just think about it. You know, the steelhead can easily slip out of your hand and, you know, be re-entered into the water, unfortunately. So if you have any other questions, feel free to give us a call at the Pro Shop. That's my rant for the week. So hope everybody's enjoying this lovely fall we're having, and enjoy the weekend.